My agent and my very own father has left. He doesn't believe in me anymore. After the pathetic season that I had at Bayern Munich, he was worried about his other clients, his big superstar footballers, and didn't have time for me. So I had to reach out to other agents, and let's just say, man, well, there weren't too many that were fighting to sign me. But I found one. One that was starting up in, well, sort of just trying to become an agent on the side as his other job, working out of the back of, well, let's just call it a nice club. And I went in early that morning and sat in his office all day. He swore he could find me something. This was going to be his big breakthrough. Bayern Munich didn't want me anymore. They weren't playing me. I didn't live up to expectations. But there was going to be another club out there that would be interested. The only question is, who would that be? He was talking about England, as that's where he was from. And it's all he kept raving. An English club, small Premier League, championship team. We're going to get you somewhere. But as the hours went on, that offer just wasn't there. Yes, I was receiving small offers from EFL League One teams and a few of the smaller championship teams, but that's not what I really wanted. After coming from Bayern Munich, I needed something that would propel my career, and playing for a small club again just wasn't on my bucket list and wasn't on my radar. I knew I had the talent to be a part of something special. A small to mid-table Prem team, who knows, maybe a mid to upper table Ligue 1 or Serie A team, something like that. I got a ring on my phone, and I knew what it was. The offer had to be in. What was the club that was gonna sign me? But that's not what it was. A phone call from my brother that left me speechless. I didn't think this would ever happen. But boys, we are gonna have a chance to prove ourselves and get interest from some big clubs. Because boys, we've been called up to the World Cup squad for Belgium. My first international appearance will be on the biggest stage in world football. Qatar 2022 international football happening in real life with the Euros as I'm recording this, and also in the MyPlayer. We arrived and I was waiting to find my brother and my family who had also arrived, and there they were. Here we go, boys. This is happening. This is real. Although I have been called up, I was the last selection on the team, and my brother, obviously the one that called me, had also been called up. We're reunited yet again. My mother, but my father, nowhere to be found whatsoever. But this was going to be a chance for myself. Maybe I would only play 1 or 2 games, potentially come on as a sub, start against some of the smaller clubs in our group, but it's all I really needed. I know with players like Carrasco and Lukaku, and of course my brother, I was not the first option by any means. And the fact that I even got called up just shows the lack of attacking presence from Belgian players around the world, but we got the call up. And me and my brother were talking for days. Obviously, he signed with Chelsea earlier last season. He's doing quite well. I'm struggling a little bit, but he told me to just calm everything down. And he knew for me, and also for himself, that the World Cup is the best chance to shine. So boys, we need to make the most of it. Let's get into the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Talk about a group of death. France, Hungary, Belgium, and Uruguay. What a group we're having to come up against in Group A, man. It's true. We have the group of death. There is no other group in this World Cup better than the group that we have. Which is not good, because all we need to do is potentially lose like 1 or 2 games and we're done, boys. That can't happen. We need to shine here. France, Hungary, Uruguay. This is going to be one hell of a competition, and it all starts with Uruguay, where, as you may expect, we're nowhere near the starting 11 against Uruguay, and neither is my bro. But in this one, it would be a decent start, to say the least, with a draw, which means we need some massive wins following. And check out who's next. Belgium and Hungary. We're in the starting 11. Never in a million years did I think that we would make it to this point in our career, especially at this moment where I'm struggling to find a club team and yet getting called up to the Belgian national team. I guess it just shows the lack of depth on Belgium, and maybe that Belgium actually has some bit of faith in me. Rocking the number 15 kit for this one. My brother as well, though. Nowhere to be found in the starting 11 or reserves, so not gonna get to play with him. But this is a massive one against the easiest team in our group. We need a win more than ever. So here we go into the match. Belgium against Hungary. It all gets started with the skill from your boy Jordan Jarvis. Clearance. We were looking good early on with chances coming every few minutes. Hungary. Keeper there with a nice save. Another one would follow here. Trying to score this one with my head. And then the unthinkable. Going down with an injury. Would I get back up? Would I walk to the sideline? I'm grasping that left elbow. But boys, I knew I needed to get up. It was only an elbow injury, so I couldn't let it stop me. And what would follow would stun everyone.
Make me feel like this.
The goal of the tournament may have just been scored after getting injured. Grasping that elbow, we managed to bang it in. Jordan Jarvis, first World Cup goal. First ever goal from Belgium. What an attempt. What an effort. Oh my God. I can't believe that just happened. We take the lead against Hungary. The manager was taking no risks. With my elbow still being bruised, still being injured, the substitution was made, but luckily we get subbed out and still come away with the win. We wouldn't be so lucky after the match though, as we head into the training room where the doc hits me with the news. No surgery would need to be taken, but this injury, well, he's just surprised I was able to go out there and finish the half. Is severely bruised and severely injured to the point where he was telling me that I should not participate in the rest of this World Cup. I was furious. I was yelling at him back and forth, Doc, you gotta let me play. He kept saying no, and he said if I want to have a successful club season, it would be best to take the rest of this World Cup off and rest up. That's exactly what we did. In the final match against France, where I would have loved to have been playing, France-Belgium, we need this to go through. We lose. Would 4 points be enough to get us out of the group? France, Belgium, would we be able to do it? We drew to Uruguay, beat Hungary, lost to France. Boys, would it be enough? Belgium eliminated in the group of death. Had I not been injured, would have I even started in that game? Would the manager have even played me? What would have gone down? To be honest, I think even if I was fit, the manager wasn't putting me back in the starting 11. Not against a team like France with my little experience on the national team level. We're grouped. Just like that, gone from the World Cup. All of your teams through, following. And boys, the winner of the World Cup, who else but Germany, beating England in the final. You know, I'm just hoping I did enough in that first game with that one goal to impress some club teams, because the transfer window is now open. Back to the agent's office where we were talking for hours. Yes, clubs were now way more interested in me after seeing that goal, seeing that I was called up to the Belgian squad. Oh yeah, clubs were all over me. They just wanted to know one thing. Was I fit? How serious was the injury? And a lot of clubs flaked out. And a lot of clubs were still interested. And we were sat there discussing the teams. It was no longer EFL League One and Championship teams. We had Premier League teams on the table. We had offers from League One teams, from a few La Liga teams even. And some of the bigger clubs were also interested in signing us, but Those didn't interest me, as I knew if I went for them, another club like a Bayern Munich, we wouldn't be playing. I wanted a small club where I can prove myself. And as we narrowed down the options, I knew the one I wanted. One club in particular wanted to take a risk, a big bet that could either pay off for them massively if I succeeded, or could ruin their club if I failed. And this was the one that I went for. The Premier League was my option. My agent was from England. He was able to negotiate some big deals with some of these clubs. And as you can see, a few teams being relegated meant 3 teams were coming up. And the one that was coming up was the one that I wanted. A club willing to take a risk. Jordan Jarvis, welcome to the newly promoted Nottingham Forest, who's ready to take the Prem by storm and make me their marquee signing as they rejoin the Prem. A massive moment for myself and my career. We arrive in England where, like I said, the pressure is on. A club that needs some sort of spark joining the Premier League, and they were willing to take that risk. Obviously, I had not had much experience last season. We didn't play many games. We arrive at the airport and get sent to the stadium in style, in the limousine, and no one is recognizing me. Hello, I'm the new marquee signing for 10 million here, Nottingham Forest, basically taking up like all their transfer budget. As I mentioned, this was a signing that was unexpected. A lot of Nottingham fans were very upset that we didn't go for someone else and that they ended up going for me. I'm out here, man, even taking public transportation to training, waiting on the subway the next day to go to the pitch, and no one knows who I am yet. So I realized at this moment that I needed to make a name for myself in this city. Yes, a lot of people were mad. A lot of people had no idea who I even was. My goal with this club is to get them to a mid-table position in their first year back in the Prem, and do so by scoring goals, being a team player, making my presence known. This is the perfect way to do it. But also, that pressure will be lurking in the background, because if I fail, they have invested quite a bit of money in signing me. So if we flop, this club will be going back down. It's on, boys. The pressure is here, and we're off to training. Getting on the train, we arrive at the training grounds, and we're fitting right in. I almost feel like this is a perfect match. I loved Bayern Munich. It was really fun to play for a big club. I thought it was everything that I would have ever wanted. But then you just don't play, and you sit on the bench, and you wonder, I'm wasting my youth years, my young career here on a club that isn't even going to play me. And already in the first game, in the starting 11, boys, here we go. Arsenal is who we debut against in the Premier League. And you may have just noticed, yes, that's right, Nottingham Forest sliding over that number 10 kit. That's how confident they are in myself, in my playing abilities. So here we go, the starting 11. Oh boy, you may not recognize too many names on this team sheet, but that's just how the cookie crumbles when you go to a small club who spent all their transfer budget on one player. That player's myself. We got a lot to prove here, and we're taking on a pretty big club, Arsenal, who has, a beast of a striker up front. A new signing for them, Lautaro Martinez. I probably said that wrong, but Martinez, yes, joins the fight, joins the club, and we are back in action here. Oh boy, it feels good to be on the pitch again after the injury. And we're taken out in the 10th minute, penalty awarded to Nottingham Forest. Will I be the one to take it? Let me get this straight. Nottingham Forest has spent £100 million on myself. They gave me the number 10 kit. You better believe they're letting me take this penalty. And you better believe this is the most stressed I've ever been in my career. If I make this, I'll be a hero, and the fans will go absolutely berserk for myself. But if I miss, oh man, the boos that I'm going to get for the next few weeks until I actually score. Jordan Jarvis. Of course he slots it in, boys. 1-0, Nottingham Forest. What a moment celebrating in front of the fans, banging that in. Not just a normal average pen, but an absolute banger in the left-hand corner. Look at this strike. Oh my goodness. Yes, the fans are excited after seeing a penalty like that. Alright, I think a lot of them are starting to change their minds, but we're not done there. One penalty isn't going to do it for some people. They want to see me score real and legit goals. So only a few minutes later, why don't we, I don't know, try and do that. The drag back, the finesse shot, keeper dives. It's 2-0, boys, 2 goals, 18 minutes into this game. The Nottingham fans throwing their drinks, going crazy, storming the pitch. They know that this was worth it. 10 million for them when they saw the signing was way too much. They knew that they could maybe get a few players for that price instead of just myself. But I think after this first game so far, literally only just 18 minutes in, they're starting to think, yo, wait, 10 million? We only paid 10 million for this dude. Are you serious? 10 million? Yeah, that's kind of cheap, especially for the performance that he's given us. And we're not done there, boys. 28th minute, and maybe trying a little bit too much there with the skill, but the first half would come to a close. They're happy. Let's just say this is the dream start, and we're going to fit in quite nice here in Nottingham Forest. The perfect club to join as long as we can stay fit, as long as we can stay healthy, and as long as we can remain scoring goals, and yet also being a team player. We can't forget about the assist. I tried to do that a little bit more last season, and you know what? Maybe that was one of my downfalls at Bayern Munich, not going for goal enough and putting the ball in the back of the net. So we are the striker. You know, assists are great, but you got to take the chances when they come, and you got to go for a goal when you can. Sweating it off sometimes can be good. Other times, it can just be a waste of a shot, a waste of a possession if you just try to sweat it too much. And yo, boys, did someone say hat-trick hero? Yo, I have no idea why I grabbed the ball and ran it back to the spot instead of celebrating. But you know what? I think it says a lot about me and my mindset in that, yes, we get a hat trick on the debut, but it shows that I'm not done there. I'm ready to do more. I'm ready to score more. I'm not happy. After being on the bench so long last season, I want as much football as I can. Let's not waste time. Let's get back out there and try to score more. We wouldn't, but it's nice to think about, and I think the fans respected it quite a bit. Who would have thought, man? On the debut in the Premier League against Arsenal, hat-trick hero Jordan Jarvis. This could be the start to a very special season. And I think a lot of clubs after that game are wondering, yo, why did we not pay 10 million for this man? Yo, I think I may need to invest in a car now. Yo, we rode the subway to training yesterday, and yeah, no one even glanced an eye. No one even noticed. Like, all right, just a normal dude taking the subway. Okay, after that match, we show up to take the subway back to the next game, and everyone notices me. Nottingham, you know, I can no longer just walk around in this city anymore, man. People are going crazy. Pictures. I'm a little nervous, man. I've never had this before. The spotlight is truly on me, and oh man, I'm cringing a little bit. I don't know what to do, and everyone's looking at me. Oh, it's just weird. I think this is probably the last time we're gonna be taking the train to a match. Oh my god. All right, boys, into the next one we go. West Ham United back at it. We are now 2-0 as we simmed the game before this against Brentford, I believe. Yeah, that was what it was. Maybe. You know what? I honestly can't remember. This next one, though, yeah, 2 goals. Yeah, we scored 2 goals in that one when we simulated against Brentford. So we're up to 5 goals on the season, man. Holy crap, leading the Premier League in goals. What is happening? Arriving here in London to not face my brother. We will get into that, I'm sure, later in the season when we take on Chelsea, but taking on West Ham United, where we're already getting started. The first assist of the season with Nottingham Forest. What a cross, what a strike, what a goal. There it is, boys. Nottingham Forest 1-0 here on the road in London. This season is just kicking off. This season is just beginning. Jordan Jarvis's name and legacy is just being formed today. Wow, man. Anderlecht. We started our career there. Yeah, not the greatest start. We move. We get transferred to Bayern Munich too, where we have a phenomenal season. But rightfully so. We're competing in the 3rd division in Germany. Then Bayern Munich thinks it's good enough for them to call us up to their main squad. Obviously, we just weren't ready for that. We were not prepared for that. And that did not go well. We have a terrible season. We don't play. Nottingham Forest takes a chance after my performance in the World Cup. And here we are. Shining for this club. Everything happens for a reason, boys. And we're ready to go here. What are my plans with Nottingham Forest as this half rolls on? My plans, I will tell you right now. Stay here for at least the next season. We need to have a successful season at a club first before we could talk about moving again. If this season is really, really good and we get some sort of a massive offer next year, of course, I'm down to continue moving to clubs. But so far, so good. And so far, that was okay. You know what? Not every ball that I get on goal is going to be a good one. But at least we recover, boys. And in the 86th minute, it's 2-0. It's 2 assists. The start to the season. 5 goals, 2 assists in 3 total matches. Yo, Carvalho, bro, why are you not celebrating with me? I crossed it in. Fair play. He goes to the manager, just celebrates. And there it is. What a start to our career. 3 matches in. Am I getting too far ahead of myself, man? Is it too early in the season? I'm talking about all this stuff, moving to club. Do I want to? Do I not? Let's just enjoy our time here at Nottingham and hopefully have a successful rest of the year. You guys know how this series works, man. We like to speed things up. So, be surprised if we're only here for 1 or 2 more episodes and then we either move again or get into the next season, especially with FIFA 22 right around the corner. What a win, though, man. What a start to this season. I'm not the only one thrilled about this incredible start, man. My agent as well. As I mentioned earlier, he's a new agent, man. I'm one of his first clients and he's already having success. So, of course, he took me out for coffee saying, yo, bro, this is incredible. You're just racking in the goals. Like, he couldn't thank me enough. And I couldn't thank him enough. He's the one who got me this incredible offer. And he says there's going to be more to come. Not for transfer offers, obviously, just yet. But the brand deals are already rolling in, man. We have this boot sponsorship. It's actually going to be expiring next year at the beginning of this next season. And you know some of those bigger named brands are going to be coming. And with that are going to be bigger accomplishment boosts. So boys, your decision vote is a bit of a broad one. But in the comments, decision vote and give your answer. If we could work with any brand, and it doesn't have to be a shoe brand, it could be other brands as well. It could be with celebrities. It could be with food brands, McDonald's. I mean, the possibilities are endless, man. Literally, if there was one brand that you would like us to work with in this series, what would it be? Let me know down below in the comment section for your decision vote. And also, boys, 10K likes, and the next episode will be posted.